Long ago, in the vast African savanna, there was a young shepherd named David. He was not a warrior, nor a king, just a boy tending his sheep under the golden sun. With his wooden staff in one hand and a sling in the other, David walked among the tall baobab trees, watching over his flock. One day, a lion lurked in the shadows, its golden eyes fixed on the sheep. But David did not run. He gripped his sling, twirled a stone, and sent it flying, striking the beast down. His courage was strong, for he trusted in the Almighty. Goliath's intimidation. Far away, the land was troubled. A mighty warrior had risen from the Philistines, a giant named Goliath. He was as tall as a great baobab tree, his skin covered in bronze armor, his voice like thunder shaking the earth. Every day, he stood before the Israelite army, laughing. "Who among you dares to face me? Come, fight me. If you win, we will serve you. But if I win, you will be our slaves." For 40 days, the warriors of Israel trembled in fear. No man was brave enough to challenge him. David's decision. One morning, young David arrived at the camp, bringing food for his brothers. He saw the fear in their eyes and heard the giant's challenge. "Why does no one fight him?" David asked. His brothers scoffed. "Go back to your sheep, little boy. This is not your battle." But David's heart burned with courage. "I may be young, but I do not fear him. The Almighty who saved me from the lion will save me again." King Saul heard of David's words and called him forward. The king placed heavy armor upon the boy's shoulders, a bronze helmet upon his head. But David shook his head. "This armor is not for me," he said. Instead, he reached into the river and picked up 5 smooth stones. With his sling in hand, he stepped onto the battlefield. The moment before battle, the wind whistled through the savanna grass as David stood before Goliath. The giant laughed. "You send a child to fight me? Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" David's eyes burned with faith as he answered, "You come to me with a sword and a spear. But I come in the name of the Almighty." The armies fell silent. David's sling in motion. David reached into his pouch, gripped a stone, and placed it in his sling. He began to whirl it above his head, faster and faster, the air crackling with tension. Goliath raised his spear, preparing to strike. Then, David released the stone. Goliath's fall. The stone cut through the air like a bird in flight and struck Goliath's forehead. The giant's smirk vanished. He staggered, he fell, the earth shook as Goliath's massive body collapsed into the dust. The Philistines stood frozen in disbelief. The Israelites erupted into cheers of triumph. The aftermath. David the hero. David stood over his fallen enemy. The once mighty warrior lay still. The Philistine soldiers turned and fled. The Israelites rushed forward, shouting in victory. King Saul watched in awe as David returned to the camp. The boy who had been a shepherd was now a warrior, a hero, and so, on that day, a legend was born, for it was not the size of the warrior that won the battle, but the faith in his heart.